My eyes snapped open. The air was thick, choking, filled with acrid smoke. My throat burned and I coughed violently, struggling to breathe. Panic surged through me as I fought for air, my thoughts scattered and disoriented. The pod was on fire. Flames licked the edges of the cramped compartment, curling around the walls, dancing hungrily in the confined space. My heart hammered in my chest, each beat louder than the last. Where was I? What the hell happened? How did I end up here? I moved in a frenzy, hands scrambling for the emergency release, my breath sharp and ragged. The air was heavy with the stench of burning metal and fuel. I slammed my fist against the walls, trying to get my bearings, to think, but there was no time. The smoke was filling the pod fast. The heat was unbearable. I was clumsy, my limbs sluggish from whatever had knocked me out. But none of that mattered. I had to get out. My fingers found the emergency latch. I slammed my hand down on it, and with a deafening crack, the hatch blew open. Smoke and fire burst outward. A blast of hot air hit me like a wave as I tumbled out of the pod and hit the ground hard. The terrain beneath me was jagged, rocky, alien. I scrambled to my feet, body aching from the fall. Behind me, the pod blazed in flames, but I didn't look back. I couldn't. My focus had narrowed to one thing: survival. I dropped to my knees, coughing so hard I thought my lungs might give out. Smoke clawed at my throat. My body trembled, lungs burning, every breath a battle. I was still dazed, still gasping, but I was alive. My chest tightened as the reality sank in. I'd crashed here, wherever here was. I was stranded, alone. No way of knowing what lay beyond the haze. Still coughing, I turned back to the wreckage, just long enough to yank open the emergency compartment near the hatch. I grabbed the survival pack, slung it over my shoulder, and pulled the suit free from its scorched case. The fabric was warm, almost too warm, but intact. I stepped into it quickly, sealing the latches across my torso and arms, tugging the gloves tight, then sliding my bare feet into the boots built into the lower section of the suit. There was no helmet, just the faint scent of burned material and recycled air clinging to the inside of the collar. It wasn't much, but it was better than nothing. I staggered upright, legs shaking, vision still blurry. The smoke hung thick, curling through the air like fingers reaching for me. I couldn't stay here. I didn't know what this place was or how I got here, but none of that mattered. All that mattered was getting away. Then I heard it, a sound that froze every cell in my body. A deep, bone-chilling roar tore across the landscape. It didn't sound natural. It was too loud, too low, like something massive had just announced itself. The sound rumbled through the air like a warning or a threat. Every hair on my body stood on end. My gut twisted with instinctive dread. I couldn't see it, whatever it was, but I felt it. It was out there, and it was closer than I wanted to believe. My heart pounded in my chest. My instincts screamed one thing: run. Before I even realized it, my feet were already moving, pushing me forward through the broken terrain. My breath came in sharp, frantic bursts. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't care. I just needed to move. The roar came again, closer this time, louder. It shook the ground beneath me. I wasn't alone. Something was hunting me. The terrain was brutal, uneven, treacherous. Each step was a gamble. My legs burned. My lungs felt like they were on fire. The ground felt like it shifted beneath my boots, threatening to trip me up. But I kept going. I had to. And then, through the haze, I saw it. A forest. Massive, looming trees stretched skyward, their shapes twisted and wrong. The foliage was dense, a wall of dark green and shadow. The trees were alien. Their bark shimmered like it was alive, like it was breathing. I didn't stop to think. I plunged in. Branches whipped at my face, Vines tangled around my arms and legs. The air grew heavier, thick with the scent of something I didn't recognize. My lungs screamed for air. My body pushed past exhaustion. I didn't look back. I couldn't. I felt it behind me. That thing, whatever it was close. Every step I took, every breath I managed, felt like it was chasing my heels. The deeper I went, the more disoriented I became. The forest twisted around me, alive with shadow and sound. The silence was unnatural, oppressive. The only noise was the distant, echoing cry of the thing that stalked me. The roar came again, closer, sharper. It shattered the silence, and the trees shook with its force. I stumbled, nearly fell, but I didn't stop. I crashed through the underbrush. Branches clawed at my arms. My suit tore. My skin burned, but I kept moving. Slowing down meant death. I could feel it. I didn't know how far I'd gone. Time stopped meaning anything. It was all running, just running. Then I saw it, a break in the trees, a clearing, and beyond that, a ridge, a hill, elevation. If I could get there, maybe I could get a view, figure out where I was, see what I was dealing with, maybe even find a path out of this nightmare. The clearing felt like salvation. I ran harder. Every muscle screamed. The edge of the forest was so close. A few more steps. Just a few more. I reached the junction. And then, I dropped. It happened so fast. One moment I was running. The next, there was nothing beneath my feet. The earth gave way. My body jerked. I reached for anything. Air, roots, stone. But there was nothing. Just empty space. I was falling. The wind tore at me. My arms flailed. My heart was in my throat. The roar of wind drowned out everything else. I tried to scream, but the sound vanished. I plummeted through the darkness. There was no bottom, no surface, just a void. A pit carved into the planet as if the world itself had opened to swallow me. The fall felt endless. I twisted, desperate to slow it, to stop it. But gravity had me. The dark had me. There was no light, no sound, only the rushing wind and the crushing weight of fear. I was falling into the abyss, and there was no escape.